Thank you. Moving on to our prepared speeches today, our first speaker has been with Toastmaster since 2018. She is working on the Write a Compelling Blog project from the Visionary Communication Pathway program. She is going to be speaking for 2 to 3 minutes, and she's going to share her experience about blogging with her speech titled Dear Birthmom, Musing from an Adoptee in Reunion. Please welcome Taya Reed, Dear Birthmom, Musing from an Adoptee in Reunion. Dear Birthmom, Musing from an Adoptee in Reunion, Taya Reed.
Well, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is August. Happy August to us. So, season 2 of the I Found Her podcast has started today. In fact, one of our members, Deborah Gillis, was a guest. So we invite you to listen to season 2 premiere. So while we took a break during the month of July, I came up with the idea to start a blog. And the name of the blog is called Dear Birthmom. So now the I Found Her podcast will have a blog section designed to engage our audience even more. My hope is that this will allow us to focus on building up our online presence even more and establish a larger audience. While I was thinking of the name for the blog, I decided on Dear Birthmom because I wanted to step back in time a bit to remembering when my own mother would write me. She started writing me when I was in the Army, and it continued even post my time in the military. And so I decided to take that art of letter writing and put it in the form of letters, but this time to my birth mother. I believe that writing heals, and it is my hope that this blog will allow me to capture my thoughts in the form of writing, to take the opportunity of things that we may discuss on the podcast and maybe tease it out a little bit, and in hopes that I also will teach and expand our audience and hopefully allow the I Found Her podcast to become an expert in the adoption community. It is my hope that communicating these thoughts as well will drive traffic to our website as well as to the podcast. One of the major takeaways that I had while writing this blog is figuring out how to build in consistency, creating structure around the time frame that I would create content. And that was challenging, and it is still a work in progress to build that into a practice that I do each week. The goal of the title of doing this speech was for us to be able to post at least 8 in a month. And I have written 6, but I have posted 5. So therefore, it gives you a little bit of sense of how I've tried to work through that challenge. So without further ado, I do want to use the last few seconds of my time to introduce you to the I Found Her blog. So I am going to share my screen. Hopefully I can figure this out. I'm not seeing, oh, there it is. Okay. And here is I Found Her. And as we move through, you will see me and Roz. Aww. Description of us as our co-hosting. And then finally, Dear Birthmom, Musings from an Adoptee in Reunion, with the latest post being I Am Creole. And this will reference our episode number 7. And then there are several others around Vegas, and then our time on our trip last year in Denver. So thank you very much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Taya, for your speech today. I am inspired about your story, and I am also inspired that you're taking your podcasts and now you're exploring blogging. So that's really commendable.